They say your best friend is the sister you choose. For 15 years, Jasmine Davis was my chosen sister. We called each other sis. Not casually, not as slang, but because that's what we were. Closer than blood. She knew my secrets, my fears, my dreams. She was my maid of honor when I married Damon. She held my hand when I miscarried twice. She was in the hospital room when they told me I might never carry to term. She cried with me. She was the first person I called with good news, and the first person I cried to with bad news. 15 years of friendship. Sleepovers as teenagers during college breaks. Late-night talks about boys, careers, and dreams. Standing beside each other through everything. Sis, I got you. That's what we always said. Sis, I got you. Last Tuesday, she came to my house. I was in the kitchen making tea when she walked in. She looked nervous, pale. Her hands were shaking. Sis, she said quietly, I need to tell you something. I turned around, concerned. What's wrong? Are you okay? She took a breath, looked at the floor, then at me, and said 5 words that destroyed 15 years of friendship, 5 years of marriage, and my entire world. I'm pregnant. And it's Damon's. My best friend, my sister, the woman I trusted more than anyone, was carrying my husband's baby. This is the story of how the person I loved most, outside of my husband, broke my whole world. My name is Bianca Mitchell, and before I tell you about the day my best friend told me she was pregnant with my husband's baby, you need to understand what our friendship meant. Because without understanding that, you can't understand how completely she destroyed me. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Born and raised in Southwest Atlanta, middle-class black neighborhood off Cascade Road. My parents, James and Carol Mitchell, both worked for Delta. Dad was a baggage handler for 30 years. Mama worked in customer service at the airport for 25 years. You're going to college, they always said. You're going to do better than us. Build something real. Break this cycle. I took that seriously. I was a good student. Honor roll through middle school and high school. Graduated from Douglas High School with a 3.9 GPA. Got accepted to Spelman College with a full academic scholarship. A Spelman woman, Mama cried when I got the acceptance letter. My baby's going to be a Spelman woman. That meant something. Spelman isn't just college, it's legacy. It's joining a sisterhood of black women who've been making history since 1881. It's walking in the footsteps of Marion Wright Edelman, Alice Walker, Stacey Abrams. It's becoming part of something bigger than yourself. I moved into Manley Hall in August 2010. Freshman year. Nervous, but excited. My roommate situation had fallen through at the last minute. My original roommate decided to go to Howard instead. So when I walked into my room on move-in day, I didn't know who I'd be living with. I was unpacking when the door opened. A girl walked in with her parents. A tall black girl with natural hair and 2 puffs, wearing a Birmingham High School t-shirt, carrying boxes. Oh, she said, surprised. Hi, you must be my roommate. I'm Jasmine, Jazz for short, from Birmingham, Alabama. Bianca, I said, smiling. B for short. From right here in Atlanta. B and Jazz, she said, laughing. We sound like a music duo. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Davis, were warm and welcoming. Her dad was a high school principal. Her mama was a nurse. Good people. Hardworking. Reminded me of my own parents. You take care of my baby, Mrs. Davis told me, hugging me before they left. I will. I promised. That first week, Jazz and I were inseparable. Went to orientation together. Stood in line for textbooks together. Got lost on campus together trying to find our classes. Found out we had the same English 101 section, Dr. Henderson, Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Roommates and classmates, Jazz said. This is meant to be. By the second week, we'd already established our routine. Study together in the library, eat dinner together in the dining hall, watch movies in our room on Friday nights. She introduced me to her friends from Birmingham. I introduced her to my friends from Atlanta, but it was more than convenience. We just clicked. She got my humor. I got hers. We talked about everything, our families, our fears, our dreams, our insecurities. I'm worried I'm not smart enough for Spelman, she confessed one night, a month into freshman year. Are you kidding? I said. You got in. You belong here. What if I fail? She asked. You won't, I said. And if you struggle, we'll figure it out together. That's what roommates are for. Thanks, sis, she said. It was the first time she called me that. Sis, not girl, not friend. Sis. Sis, I repeated, smiling. I like that. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I said. You're my sis now. From that moment on, we were sisters. Not roommates. Not friends. Sisters. By sophomore year, we'd moved into a different dorm together. Requested to be roommates again. Couldn't imagine living with anyone else. Greek life started calling us. I was interested in Alpha Kappa Alpha. My mother's aunt had been an AKA at Clark Atlanta. Jazz was interested in Delta Sigma Theta. Her cousin had been a Delta at Alabama State. We're pledging different sororities, she said, worried. What if that changes things? It won't, I said. Our friendship is bigger than Greek letters. We both pledged spring of sophomore year. The process was intense. Separate meetings, separate activities, separate sisters. But we came home to the same room every night and supported each other through it. I crossed AKA in April 2012. She crossed Delta 2 weeks later. We celebrated each other's crossing like it was our own. Ski-wee! I'd yell for her, even though I was AKA. Oh, oop! She'd yell for me, even though she was Delta. People thought it was weird. AKAs and Deltas are supposed to have rivalry. But we didn't care. Our sisterhood was deeper than organizational colors. Junior year, we got an apartment off campus with 2 other friends. But Jazz and I shared a room. Still couldn't imagine sleeping in separate spaces. We studied together. She was majoring in psychology with a minor in human resources. I was majoring in marketing. We'd quiz each other before exams. Stayed up until 3 a.m. writing papers. Survived on coffee and prayer. We're going to graduate, she'd say during tough weeks. We're going to walk across that stage together. We're going to make our parents proud. Together, I'd agree. Senior year was bittersweet. We knew it was ending, the Spelman chapter of our lives. But we made plans. We're both staying in Atlanta, Jazz said. We're getting jobs here. We're getting an apartment together. This doesn't end just because we graduate. Never, I agreed. We're sisters for life. We graduated Spelman in May 2014. Walked across that stage side by side. Our families sat together in the audience. My parents next to her parents, cheering for both of us. At graduation, Jazz gave me a gift. A silver necklace with 2 interlocking hearts. One heart said B. The other said Jazz. Forever, sisters, she said, putting it around my neck. No matter what. Forever, I said, crying. I still have that necklace. It's in a box in my closet. I can't wear it. But I can't throw it away either. After graduation, we both got jobs in Atlanta within a month. I got hired at a tech company downtown doing marketing. Entry level, $45,000 a year. Jazz got hired at a consulting firm doing HR, $42,000 a year. We got an apartment together in Midtown. 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, $200 a month. Split everything down the middle. It was perfect. Those 3 years living together, 2014 to 2017, were some of the best years of my life. We were young, independent, working, building careers. We'd come home and cook together. Watch reality TV. Talk about work drama. Go out on weekends to Black professional mixers and networking events. We're living the dream, Jazz would say. Spelman graduates. Good jobs. Our own place. Atlanta. This is what our parents worked for. This is what we worked for, I'd correct. We made this happen. We dated, of course. Had boyfriends come and go. We'd give each other advice. Vet each other's men. He's not good enough for you, Jazz would say about guys I dated. He's playing you, I'd say about guys she dated. We protected each other. Had each other's backs. Always. In 2017, I met Damon Mitchell at a networking event for young Black professionals at a restaurant in Buckhead. He worked in corporate finance at a bank downtown. Tall, handsome, well-dressed, articulate, 26 years old, made decent money, around $80,000. We talked for an hour at that event. He asked for my number. I gave it to him. First date was dinner at a nice restaurant in Midtown. He was charming, smart, ambitious. Talked about his goals. Wanted to be a VP by 35. Wanted to buy investment properties. Wanted to build wealth. I like a man with a plan, I told him. I like a woman who has her own, he said, smiling. I told Jazz about him that night. Showed her his picture on social media. He's cute, she said. And he sounds like he has his stuff together. When do I get to meet him? Third date, I said. If we make it that far. We made it to a third date, and a fourth, and a fifth. By month 2, Damon was coming to our apartment regularly. Jazz would be there, and the 3 of us would hang out, watch football, order food, talk about work. I like him, B, Jazz told me one night after Damon left. He seems genuine, respectful, and he looks at you like you're the only woman in the world. You think so? I asked. I know so, she said. Don't let this one go. Month 6, Damon and I made it official. Exclusive. Serious. Jazz and Damon got along great. They'd joke around, talk about sports, debate about politics. It felt natural, healthy. I loved that my boyfriend and my best friend liked each other. Your approval means everything, I told Jazz. He has it, she said. 100%. Year 1 of dating Damon was good. He met my parents. They loved him. He met Jazz's parents when they visited. They loved him too. When are you going to marry this man? Mama asked me. When he asks, I said, laughing. Jazz and I talked about it. Do you think he'll propose? She'd ask. I don't know, I'd say, but I think I'd say yes if he did. Good, she said, because I'm calling maid of honor right now. I claim it. You'd better be my maid of honor, I said. Who else would it be? Nobody, she said. It's my spot, already claimed. Year 2 of dating Damon, he proposed. November 2018. He took me to Savannah for the weekend, just the 2 of us. Walked me to Forsyth Park at sunset. Got down on one knee right there, in front of strangers and tourists and everyone. Bianca Mitchell, he said, will you marry me? I said yes, obviously. The first person I called, before I even called my mama, was Jazz. Sis, I screamed into the phone. He proposed, she screamed back. Oh my God, tell me everything. What did he say? What does the ring look like? When's the wedding? We stayed on the phone for an hour. I sent her pictures of the ring. She cried. I cried. I'm so happy for you, B, she said. You deserve this. You deserve everything. You're my maid of honor, right? I asked. Obviously, she said. I've been waiting for this moment since sophomore year. We planned the wedding together. Jazz and I spent hours looking at venues, dresses, color schemes, flowers. She had opinions on everything. Dusty rose, she said about bridesmaids' dresses. It's elegant but not boring, and it'll look beautiful on everyone. Dusty rose it is, I agreed. We picked a venue in North Georgia. Outdoor ceremony, indoor reception, beautiful gardens, rustic but elegant, perfect. Jazz helped me find my wedding dress. We went to 4 different bridal shops. Nothing felt right. Then at the 5th shop, I tried on a dress and knew. That's it, Jazz said, tears in her eyes. That's your dress. You think so? I asked. I know so, she said. You look like a queen. The wedding was May 18th, 2019. Perfect spring day. 150 guests. My family. Damon's family. Our friends from college. People from work. Everyone we loved. Jazz was my maid of honor. She wore the dusty rose dress we'd picked together. She looked beautiful. She helped me get ready that morning. Did my makeup, fixed my veil, made sure everything was perfect. You're the most beautiful bride I've ever seen, she said, looking at me in the mirror. Thank you, sis, I said. For everything. For being here. For being you. Always, she said. I got you. Forever. The ceremony was perfect. Pastor Johnson from Damon's family church officiated. My father walked me down the aisle. Jazz stood beside me holding my bouquet. Damon cried when he saw me. We said our vows. I promised to love him, honor him, support him, be faithful to him, build a life with him. He promised the same. At the reception, Jazz gave the maid of honor speech. She stood up with a microphone, looked at me and Damon and said, "I met Bianca on August 15th, 2010. We were 18 years old, scared freshmen at Spelman College. We became roommates by chance and sisters by choice. For 9 years, I've watched B grow into the incredible woman she is today. She's brilliant, kind, strong, loyal, and one of the best people I know. Damon, you're not just marrying my best friend. You're marrying my sister. And you're becoming part of our family. Welcome to the sisterhood. I expect you to treat her like the queen she is. And B, I love you. Thank you for choosing me to stand beside you today. Here's to love, laughter, and happily ever after." Everyone clapped. I hugged her. Damon hugged her. We took pictures together, the three of us. That photo haunts me now. The three of us smiling, Jazz in her dusty rose dress, me in my white gown, Damon in his tuxedo. We looked so happy, so complete, like a family. 2 years later, she'd be carrying his baby. After the wedding, Damon and I moved into a house in East Atlanta. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, beautiful yard. Perfect starter home. We paid $285,000. It was everything we'd dreamed of. Jazz was there constantly. Sunday dinners became a tradition. She'd come over, we'd cook together, eat together, watch movies. Damon would joke around with her. They'd debate about sports. She'd give him a hard time. He'd give it right back. "I love that you two get along," I told Damon one night after Jazz left. "She's cool," he said. "I can see why you're so close. She's like the sister I never had." That comment makes me sick now. Year 1 of marriage was good. Adjusting to living together, merging lives, building routines. Damon and I were solid. Year 2, I got promoted at work. Marketing manager, $75,000 salary. I was thriving. Damon got promoted too. Senior analyst, $95,000. We were a power couple. Jazz was promoted around the same time. HR manager at her firm, $70,000. We celebrated together. Went out to a nice restaurant, toasted to our success. "Look at us," Jazz said, raising her glass. "Spelman women taking over Atlanta. Taking over the world," I corrected. "The world," she agreed. Year 3 of marriage, Damon and I decided to start trying for a baby. We'd been married 2.5 years. Felt ready. Stable careers. Nice house. Strong marriage. Time to expand our family. I got pregnant quickly. Month 2 of trying. We were thrilled. Jazz was the second person I told, right after Damon. "Sis, I'm pregnant," I said when I called her. She screamed, "Oh my God, I'm going to be an auntie." "You are," I said. "Auntie Jazz." "I love it," she said. "I'm already planning the baby shower." She was so excited, more excited than anyone except Damon and my mama. She started sending me pregnancy articles, asked me every day how I was feeling, made plans for the nursery. At 8 weeks, I had my first ultrasound. Damon came with me. We saw the heartbeat. Everything looked good. "Strong heartbeat," the doctor said. "Everything's progressing normally." We told our families, announced it to friends, started making plans. 2 weeks later, I woke up bleeding. I knew immediately something was wrong. Called my doctor. She told me to come in right away. Damon drove me to the hospital. Jazz met us there. I'd texted her on the way. The ultrasound confirmed it. No heartbeat. Miscarriage. At 10 weeks. I fell apart. Sobbed in that hospital room. Damon held me on one side. Jazz held me on the other. "I'm so sorry," the doctor said. "This is very common. 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage. This doesn't mean you can't have a healthy pregnancy in the future." But in that moment, statistics didn't matter. I'd lost my baby. Jazz stayed with me for 3 days, slept on our couch, made sure I ate, sat with me when I cried, didn't try to make it better, just sat with me in the pain. I don't know what to say, she said. There's nothing I can say that will make this better. But I'm here. Whatever you need. Just stay, I said. I'm not going anywhere, she promised. 2 months later, we tried again. I got pregnant again. Cautiously optimistic this time. Didn't tell anyone except Damon and Jazz until 12 weeks. Made it to 8 weeks, then 9 weeks, then 10 weeks, then 11 weeks. At 12 weeks, we had an ultrasound. Strong heartbeat. Everything looked good. We told our families, announced it to friends. Jazz threw me a small surprise dinner to celebrate making it to 12 weeks. Just close friends. She made a cake that said, "Baby Mitchell coming soon." "I'm so happy for you, sis," she said, hugging me. "This is it. This is your rainbow baby." At 16 weeks, I went for a routine checkup. No heartbeat. The baby had died sometime in the previous week. My body just hadn't realized it yet. They scheduled a D&C for the next day. I had to carry my dead baby inside me for 24 hours, knowing it was gone. That broke something in me. Damon was devastated too, but he tried to stay strong for me. Jazz, though. Jazz fell apart with me, cried with me, sat in the hospital waiting room during the procedure, held my hand when I woke up. "I can't do this again," I told her. "I can't lose another baby. You don't have to decide anything right now," she said. "Just heal. We'll figure out the rest later." The doctor told us to wait 6 months before trying again. Give my body time to heal. Process the trauma. Some women have multiple miscarriages and then go on to have healthy pregnancies, she said. But some women have underlying issues that make carrying to term difficult. "We can run tests if you want." We ran tests. Everything came back normal. No explanation for the losses. "Sometimes it just happens," the doctor said, "and there's nothing we can do to prevent it." That was the hardest part. Not knowing why. Not being able to fix it. Damon and I decided to take a break from trying. Focus on healing. Focus on our marriage. Maybe try again in a year or 2. "We don't have to have kids to have a full life," Damon said. "We have each other. That's enough." I agreed. But part of me grieved the children I'd never have. Jazz was there through all of it. The physical recovery. The emotional devastation. The grief that came in waves. "I don't know what I'd do without you," I told her one night, 6 months after the second miscarriage. "You'll never have to find out," she said. "I'm not going anywhere. Ever." That was October 2022, 2 years into our marriage. 6 months later, she'd start sleeping with my husband. Around April 2023, year 3 of my marriage, I started noticing small changes in Damon. Nothing major, just little things. He was on his phone more, texting in other rooms instead of on the couch next to me, working late more often. "Big project at work," he'd say. Lots of deadlines. I believed him. Banking was demanding. Long hours weren't unusual. But then there were the Saturday morning errands. He'd leave at 10 a.m., say he had to run to Home Depot or the bank or the grocery store. Would be gone for 3 hours. "What took so long?" I'd ask. "Got caught up talking to someone," he'd say. Or, "The line was crazy." Or, "Traffic was bad." Always had an explanation. Around the same time, Jazz started acting different too. Distant. Distracted. She'd come to Sunday dinners, but she seemed off. Quiet. Not her usual bubbly self. "You okay, sis?" I'd ask. "Yeah, just tired," she'd say. "Work's been stressful. Want to talk about it?" I'd offer. "Not really," she'd say. "I just need to get through this project." I gave her space. Figured she was going through something and would tell me when she was ready. Looking back, the signs were there. But I didn't see them. Why would I? These were my 2 favorite people in the world. Why would I suspect them of betraying me? Around June 2023, Jazz started declining invitations. "Want to do brunch Sunday?" I'd text. "Sorry, can't. Family thing. Girls' night this weekend?" "Can't. Too tired. Coffee Thursday morning before work?" "Swamped at work. Rain check?" Every invitation. Always an excuse. By August, I hadn't seen her outside of the occasional Sunday dinner in 2 months. And even those became less frequent. Is everything okay with you and Jazz? Damon asked one night. I don't know, I said. She's been really distant lately. I'm worried about her. Maybe she's going through something, he suggested. Maybe, I said. I hope she's okay. He said nothing, just nodded and went back to his phone. That conversation makes me want to scream now. He was fucking her, and he had the audacity to ask me if everything was okay between us, while he was destroying our friendship behind my back. September 2023. Still distant. October. November. By December, I'd barely seen her in 6 months. I tried reaching out. Sis, I miss you. Can we please talk? I feel like you're avoiding me and I don't know why. She texted back. I'm not avoiding you. Just really busy with work. I promise we'll catch up soon. Soon never came. Then last week, Monday, December 2nd, 2024, I got a text from Jazz. Sis, can I come by tomorrow? Need to talk to you about something. My heart jumped. Finally. She was ready to talk. Maybe she'd been dealing with something and was finally ready to open up. Of course, I texted back. Everything okay? Yeah, just need to talk in person. Okay, come by after work. I'll make tea. Tuesday, December 3rd. I got home from work at 5:30 p.m. Damon had texted saying he'd be working late, had a meeting that would run until 8 p.m. I made chamomile tea, put out cookies, set up the living room to be cozy and welcoming. Whatever Jazz was going through, I wanted her to feel comfortable telling me. At 6 p.m. exactly, there was a knock on the door. I opened it. Jazz stood there looking terrible. She'd lost weight, had dark circles under her eyes, looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. Hey sis, I said, immediately concerned. I hugged her. She felt stiff. Come in. You look exhausted. What's going on? She walked in slowly. Didn't sit down. Just stood in the living room, wringing her hands, looking at the floor. Sit, I said gently. I made your favorite tea. Tell me what's wrong. Talk to me. She sat on the edge of the couch. I sat beside her, handed her a cup of tea. She took it but didn't drink. Just held it. She said quietly. Her voice was shaking. I need to tell you something. Okay, I said, concerned. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. That's what we do. She shook her head. Started crying. Tears just streaming down her face. Sis, what's wrong? I asked, putting my arm around her. Are you sick? Is someone in your family hurt? Jazz, you're scaring me. Talk to me. She looked at me, eyes red from crying, and said, I'm pregnant. I smiled reflexively. Relief flooded through me. That's what this was about. She was pregnant and nervous. Oh my God, Jazz, I said, hugging her. That's amazing. Congratulations. Why are you crying? This is good news. She pulled away from me, shook her head, sobbed harder. No, she said. No, it's not good news. What do you mean? I asked, confused. Is something wrong with the baby? Are you okay? No, she whispered. I mean, it's not good news because... She couldn't finish the sentence, just sobbed. Jazz, you have to tell me what's going on, I said. I can't help you if you don't tell me. She took a shuddering breath, wiped her face, looked at me with absolutely devastated eyes, and said 5 words. It's Damon's. I'm sorry. Time stopped. I heard the words, but my brain couldn't process them. What? I whispered. I'm pregnant, she said, sobbing. And the baby is Damon's. I'm so sorry. I stood up, backed away from her like she'd burned me. No, I said. No, you're lying. This is a joke. A sick, horrible joke. It's not a joke, she said. I wish it was. I wish I was lying. But I'm pregnant. And Damon is the father. You're lying, I said again. My voice was rising. Why would you say that? Why would you come to my house and say something like that? Because it's true, she said. Damon and we've been for 8 months, and I'm 3 months pregnant. I took 3 tests. I went to the doctor. It's real. 8 months. 3 months pregnant. My husband, my best friend, my sister, my legs gave out. I sat down hard on the floor. just dropped. Couldn't stand anymore. Jazz started, reaching for me. Don't, I said. My voice sounded like it was coming from somewhere else. Don't you dare touch me. Don't you dare. She pulled back, sat on the couch. Both of us crying now. The room was spinning. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Just kept hearing those 5 words over and over. It's Damon's. I'm sorry. How long? I finally asked. My voice was hollow. 8 months, she whispered. 8 months, I repeated. Since April, since spring. You've been sleeping with my husband for 8 months. She nodded, still crying. How? I asked. How did this even happen? When did it start? She took a shuddering breath. You remember April 15th? Your birthday? I remembered. My 33rd birthday. We'd had a small party at our house. Just close friends and family. I'd ordered a custom cake from that bakery in Decatur, I said. I was stuck in a meeting at work, running late. I asked you and Damon to pick it up for me. She nodded. We got the cake, and we were driving back to your house, and we were talking, just normal conversation. But then, I don't know, something shifted. The energy changed. He said something that made me laugh. I touched his arm, and there was this moment. A moment, I repeated. The word felt like poison in my mouth. We didn't do anything that day, she said quickly. We got the cake, came back to your house, had your birthday party. Everything was normal. But after that, we started texting, just little things at first, memes, work stuff. But it got more personal, more frequent, more intimate. And then you fucked him, I said flatly. She flinched. It happened in May. You were in Nashville, that conference for work. I remembered. 3-day conference. I'd been gone Tuesday through Thursday. You were gone, she continued. He was home alone. We'd been texting. A lot. And he invited me over. Said he was lonely. Asked if I wanted to watch a game with him. And you came over, I said. To my house, while I was working. You came over and fucked my husband in my house. Yes, she whispered. Where? I asked. The question came out before I could stop it. What? Where in my house did you fuck him? I asked. Living room? Kitchen? Our bed? Don't. Tell me, I said. You've already destroyed everything. Tell me where. The guest room, she said quietly. The guest room. The room right next to our bedroom. The room where she'd slept dozens of times when she spent the night. She fucked my husband in the room where I'd welcomed her as family. And you kept doing it, I said. For 8 months. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months of lying to my face. 8 months of coming to my house for Sunday dinners. 8 months of me calling you sis while you were fucking my husband. I know, she sobbed. I know. I'm a terrible person. I'm the worst friend. I hate myself. You should, I said. But hating yourself doesn't change anything. You still did it. For 8 months. You chose to keep doing it. I didn't know how to stop, she said. You stopped by not fucking him, I shouted. You stopped by remembering that I'm your best friend, that we've been sisters for 15 years, that I held you when you cried, that I've stood beside you through everything. You stopped by having a single shred of decency. I know, she whispered. Why are you telling me now? I asked. Why today? Because I'm pregnant, she said. And I can't hide that. In a few months, I'll be showing. People will know. And I can't. I couldn't let you find out some other way. I had to tell you myself. So you're telling me because you have to, I said. Not because you wanted to. Not because it was the right thing to do. Because you're pregnant and you don't have a choice. She didn't answer. Just cried. Does Damon know? I asked. Yes, she said. I told him yesterday. And what did he say? He wants to be involved, she said quietly. With the baby. He wants to be a father. I laughed. It was a horrible, bitter, broken sound. Of course he does, I said. He wants to be a father. With you. The baby he wouldn't have with me. After 2 miscarriages. After I told him I couldn't try again because it was destroying me. He gets to have a baby with you. B, I'm so sorry. Stop, I said. Stop saying you're sorry. If you were sorry, you wouldn't have done it. If you were sorry, you would have stopped after the first time. If you were sorry, you would have told me 8 months ago when it started. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry you're pregnant and can't hide it anymore. She sobbed harder but didn't argue, because she knew I was right. Get out, I said. What? Get out of my house, I said. Get out right now. I never want to see you again. Sis, please. Don't call me that, I screamed. Don't ever fucking call me that again. You're not my sister. Sisters don't do this. Sisters don't sleep with each other's husbands. Sisters don't get pregnant with each other's husbands' babies. You're nothing to me now. Get out. She stood up, grabbed her purse, walked toward the door, turned back one more time. I know you don't believe me, she said, but I do love you, and I destroyed that. I'll never forgive myself. Good, I said, because I'll never forgive you either. Now get the fuck out of my house. She left. The door closed quietly behind her. I sat on that living room floor, alone, in the house I shared with my husband who'd been cheating on me for 8 months, with my best friend, who was now pregnant with his baby. I sat there for 2 hours. Didn't move, didn't cry, just sat, staring at the wall, brain trying to process what had just happened. At 8:30 p.m., I heard Damon's key in the lock. The door opened. Hey, babe, he called out cheerfully. Sorry I'm late. That meeting ran forever. Did you eat? I'm starving. I didn't respond. He walked into the living room, saw me on the floor. His face changed. B, what's wrong? Why are you on the floor? Are you okay? I looked up at him. This man I'd loved for 7 years, married for 5 years, trusted completely. Jazz was here, I said. All the color drained from his face. What? Jazz came over, I said. My voice was eerily calm. She needed to tell me something. Something important. Bianca, she's pregnant, I said. 3 months. And you're the father. He closed his eyes. Fuck. Is it true? I asked. Is it true, Damon? Have you been sleeping with my best friend for 8 months? Is she pregnant with your baby? He opened his eyes, looked at me, and nodded. Yes. 1 word. Yes. Our marriage shattered with 1 word. I stood up, somehow found the strength to stand. Get out, I said. Bianca, please let me explain. Explain what? I said. Explain how you fucked my best friend? Explain how you did it in our house? Explain how you got her pregnant when you told me you didn't want to try for another baby because you didn't want me to go through another miscarriage? Explain how you looked me in the face every single day for 8 months and lied. I didn't mean for it to happen. I don't care what you meant, I said. You did it. That's all that matters. Now get your things and get out of my house. This is my house, too. I don't care, I said. My voice was rising. Get out or I'm calling the police and telling them you're trespassing. Get out, now. He stared at me for a long moment. Then he turned and went upstairs. I heard him moving around, opening drawers. The closet door. 20 minutes later, he came down with a suitcase. I'll come back for the rest later, he said. Fine, I said. Leave your key on the table. He pulled his key off his key ring, set it on the table by the door, looked at me one more time. I'm sorry, he said. I never wanted to hurt you. But you did, I said. You and Jazz both. Now leave. He left. The door closed, and I was alone. I stood there in my living room, the house silent except for the sound of my own breathing. Then I walked to the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror, and I started screaming at the top of my lungs until my throat was raw and my voice was gone. I screamed for the friendship I'd lost, for the marriage that was over, for the 15 years of trust that had been destroyed, for the sister I'd chosen who'd chosen my husband instead. I screamed until I had nothing left. Then I slid down the bathroom wall and sat on the floor. And finally, I cried. I don't remember much of that first night, just crying on the bathroom floor until sometime after midnight, eventually dragging myself to bed. Our bed, the one I'd shared with Damon for 5 years. I couldn't sleep in it. Ended up on the couch in the living room, where just hours before Jazz had sat and told me she was pregnant with my husband's baby. Wednesday morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. For a moment, I didn't remember. Then it all came crashing back. Jazz. Damon. 8 months. Pregnant. I called in sick to work. Then I called my mama. "Mama," I said when she answered. My voice was hoarse from screaming. "I need you." "Baby, what's wrong?" she asked immediately. Mama always knew. "Can you come over? Please, I need you." "I'm on my way," she said. 20 minutes. She was there in 15. Mama still had her key from when she'd helped us move in. She let herself in and found me on the couch, still in yesterday's clothes, eyes swollen from crying. "Bianca," she said, rushing over. "Baby, what happened?" And I told her. Everything. Jazz coming over. The confession. Damon coming home. All of it. Mama held me while I talked. When I finished, she was crying too. "That girl," Mama said, her voice shaking with anger. "I treated her like my own daughter. She called me Mama Carol. She was at every family dinner, every holiday, every celebration. How could she do this to you?" "I don't know," I said. "And Damon," Mama said. "I trusted him with my baby girl. His mama and I have been friends. We sat together at your wedding. We talked about future grandbabies together. How am I supposed to face Patricia now?" Patricia was Damon's mother. She and Mama had become close over the years. "I don't know, Mama," I said again. "Mama stayed with me all day Wednesday. Made me eat even though I had no appetite. Made me shower. Made me change clothes. Sat with me while I cried. What do I do?" I asked her. "You divorce him," Mama said firmly. "You don't forgive this. You don't try to work it out. He betrayed you in the worst possible way. With your best friend. Got her pregnant. There's no coming back from that." "Everyone will know," I said. "Everyone will know what they did." "Good," Mama said. "They should be ashamed. They should face consequences. You did nothing wrong, baby. This is on them." That afternoon, my phone started blowing up. Text messages, calls, voicemails. From Damon. "Please, Bianca. Please let me explain. Please don't throw away 5 years. We can work through this. Please." From Jazz. "Sis, I know you don't want to hear from me, but please, please talk to me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I blocked both of them. Didn't read any more messages. Didn't listen to any more voicemails. "Good," Mama said when I told her. "Don't give them the opportunity to manipulate you. They made their choices. Now they live with the consequences." Thursday morning, Mama called Daddy. Told him what happened. He showed up at the house an hour later. "Where is he?" Daddy asked when he walked in. "James, no," Mama said. "I'm not going to do anything," Daddy said. "I just want to talk to him. He's not here," I said. "He left Tuesday night. I don't know where he is." Daddy looked at me. I'd never seen him look so angry and so sad at the same time. "Baby girl," he said, pulling me into a hug. "I'm so sorry. You deserved better than this." "I know, Daddy," I said, crying into his shoulder. Friday, I called a divorce lawyer. Patricia Montgomery, a friend of Mama's who specialized in family law. "Bianca," she said when I walked into her office. "Your mama told me what happened. I'm so sorry." "Thank you," I said. We spent 2 hours going over everything. The affair, the timeline, the pregnancy, our assets, the house, cars, bank accounts, retirement funds. "This is pretty straightforward," Patricia said. "Adultery is grounds for fault-based divorce in Georgia. And with the pregnancy as proof, he won't be able to contest it. You'll get a very favorable settlement." "I want the house," I said. "I'm not leaving my house because of what he did." "You'll get the house," she assured me. "And probably 65–70% of your marital assets. Plus, he'll likely have to pay your legal fees." "Good," I said. "One more thing," Patricia said. In Georgia, we have something called alienation of affection. You can potentially sue the person your spouse had an affair with for damages. In this case, that would be Jasmine. I thought about it. The idea of dragging Jazz to court, making her pay financially on top of everything else. No, I said finally. I want nothing from her. Not even a lawsuit. I just want her completely out of my life. Are you sure? Patricia asked. You could get a significant settlement. I'm sure, I said. Money won't fix this. I just want to move on. Patricia nodded. Then we'll file for divorce on Monday. Damon will be served with papers by Tuesday. Thank you, I said. That weekend was the longest of my life. My parents stayed with me. Mama slept in the guest room, the same room where Jazz and Damon had first been together. I couldn't go in there. Asked Mama to change the sheets, get rid of everything, sanitize it. We should just turn it into a home office, Mama suggested. Remove the bed completely. Good idea, I said. Saturday afternoon, there was a knock on the door. Mama answered it. It was Jazz. I heard her voice from the living room. Mrs. Mitchell, please. I need to talk to B, please. You need to leave, Mama said firmly. You're not welcome here. Please, Jazz begged. 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. I walked to the door, stood behind Mama. Jazz looked worse than she had on Tuesday, like she hadn't slept at all. Her eyes were red and swollen. B, please, she said when she saw me. Please, I'm begging you. Let me explain. There's nothing to explain, I said. You slept with my husband for 8 months. You're pregnant with his baby. Those are facts. What's there to explain? I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did happen, I said. Over and over for 8 months. Every time was a choice. Every time you chose him over me. Every time you came to my house and lied to my face. Every Sunday dinner. Every text. Every, I love you, sis. All lies. They weren't lies, she sobbed. I do love you. I always have. That's what makes this so awful. I love you, and I destroyed you. Then you don't know what love is, I said. Love doesn't do this. Love doesn't betray. Love doesn't destroy. What you did. That's not love. That's selfishness. That's betrayal. That's the opposite of love. I'm so sorry, she said. Stop saying you're sorry, I said. Sorry doesn't fix this. Sorry doesn't undo 8 months. Sorry doesn't make me trust you again. Sorry doesn't make us sisters again. We're done. Forever. Don't come back here. Don't call. Don't text. Don't try to reach out. We're done. Please. Leave, Mama said firmly. Now, before I call the police. Jazz stood there for a moment, crying. Then she turned and walked away. Mama closed the door, locked it. Good, she said. You said what you needed to say. Now you can start moving forward. Monday, Patricia filed divorce papers. Tuesday, a process server delivered them to Damon at his job. He called me immediately. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. Bianca, please. Please don't do this. We can work through this. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. Please. I love you. I made a mistake. Please don't throw away 5 years over one mistake. One mistake. He called an 8-month affair that resulted in a pregnancy. One mistake. I saved the voicemail. Sent it to Patricia. Use this if you need to, I told her. Oh, I will, she said. The divorce process moved quickly. Damon tried to contest it at first. Hired a lawyer who argued we should try marriage counseling before divorce. Patricia shut that down immediately. Your client engaged in an 8-month affair with his wife's best friend, she told Damon's lawyer. The affair resulted in a pregnancy. There is no coming back from that. My client wants a divorce. We're proceeding. Damon's lawyer looked at him. Is this true? Damon nodded. Then I recommend you agree to the terms, his lawyer said. Because if this goes to trial, you'll lose badly. Damon agreed. Signed the papers. Didn't fight. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. March 15th, 2025. 5 years of marriage. Over. I got the house, my car. 65% of our marital assets, including retirement accounts and savings. Damon had to pay my legal fees, $8,500. He got his car and 35% of assets. And a baby on the way. The day the divorce was finalized, I went to the courthouse with Mama and Patricia. Signed the papers. Walked out a single woman. "How do you feel?" Mama asked. "Free," I said. And I meant it. While the divorce was happening, the news spread. Fast. Spellman networks are tight. When something happens to a Spellman woman, other Spellman women hear about it, especially when it involves betrayal by another Spellman woman. I didn't tell people directly, but my friends from college knew. They told their sorority sisters, who told other Spellman alumni, who told their chapters. Within 2 weeks, everyone in Atlanta's Spellman network knew what Jazz had done. The response was swift. I got messages from women I hadn't talked to since graduation. "Sis, I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. That's not Spellman sisterhood. That's not Delta sisterhood. What she did is unforgivable. B, sending you love. Jazz is out here moving foul. The Deltas in Atlanta are not claiming her. Spellman women don't do that to each other. She brought shame on all of us." The Delta Sigma Theta alumni chapter in Atlanta heard what happened. While they couldn't officially expel Jazz from the sorority, that's not how it works, they could and did make it clear she wasn't welcome at chapter events. "She's effectively persona non grata," one Delta told me. "Nobody wants to be associated with her. What she did violates everything we stand for. Sisterhood, service, scholarship. She violated the most important one, sisterhood." Jazz tried to show up at a Delta event in February. She was asked to leave. My AKA sisters rallied around me, checked on me constantly, invited me to events, made sure I knew I had a community. "You're our sister," one of my line sisters told me. "And we protect our own. Jazz messed up. She'll face the consequences." The broader Atlanta Black professional community heard about it too. The circles we all ran in. Young Black professionals, networking events, social gatherings. People chose sides. Most chose mine. Jazz lost friends. Lots of them. People who'd known both of us. Who'd celebrated our friendship. Who'd seen us as Mao friendship goals for years. "I can't be friends with someone who'd do that," multiple people told me. "That's not just betrayal. That's evil." Damon's family was horrified. His mother, Patricia, called me crying. "Bianca, I'm so sorry," she said. "I raised him better than this. I don't know what happened to my son, but you didn't deserve this. Thank you, Mrs. Patricia," I said. "You'll always be my daughter," she said. "Even if you're not married to my son anymore. You'll always be family to me." That made me cry. Damon's mother chose me over him. His father stopped talking to him for months. His sisters called him disgusted. His extended family made it clear they sided with me. Damon ended up isolated from his own family, all because of his choices. Jazz and Damon moved in together around January, a month before our divorce was final. She got a bigger apartment. He moved in, started playing house. People who saw them together said it was awkward, tense. They didn't look happy. They looked trapped. This isn't a relationship built on love. One mutual friend told me, "This is a relationship built on guilt and consequences. They're together because of the baby, not because they actually want to be together." Good, I thought. Let them be miserable. Jazz had her baby in May 2025. A girl, 6 pounds, 8 ounces. Healthy. I heard through the grapevine. Saw pictures on social media. Someone sent them to me, thinking I'd want to know. I didn't look at them long. Just glanced. Saw the baby. Saw Jazz holding her. Saw Damon beside them. They looked like a family. It made me sick. I deleted the pictures immediately. Blocked the person who sent them. I didn't want to know about their baby. Didn't want to see pictures. Didn't want updates. That part of my life was over. Around June 2025, Jazz tried to reach out again. Created a new Facebook account. I'd blocked her original one. The message said, "Sis, I know you don't want to hear from me. I know you probably never will. But I need you to know that I think about you every single day. I hate what I did. I hate who I became. I destroyed the most important relationship in my life. My relationship with you. The baby is beautiful. Her name is Amara. It means grace in Igbo. I chose it because I need grace. I need forgiveness. She has your smile, B. People have said it. She looks like she could be yours. Because you were always my sister, and I see you in my daughter. I'm so sorry. I'll always be sorry. I love you. Even if you never believe me again. Jazz. I read it once. Then I blocked the account. She said the baby had my smile, because Jazz and I looked alike. People had always said we could pass for real sisters. Same complexion, similar features, similar build. That message was manipulation, trying to make me feel connected to the baby, trying to pull on my heartstrings, trying to get a response. I felt nothing. That baby wasn't mine, wasn't my responsibility, wasn't my problem. That was Damon and Jazz's baby. Result of their betrayal. They could raise her without me. Over the next few months, I focused on healing. Went to therapy every week. Worked through the betrayal trauma, the trust issues, the grief of losing two of the most important relationships in my life at the same time. It's like two deaths, my therapist said. You lost your husband and your best friend. You're grieving both. I feel stupid, I said, for not seeing it, for trusting them. You're not stupid, she said. You're human. You loved them. You trusted them. That's not a character flaw. That's a strength. What they did is on them, not you. That helped, slowly, day by day, week by week. I threw myself into work. Got promoted in August 2025. Senior marketing manager, $95,000 salary. More responsibility, more visibility, more success. Work became my sanctuary. The place where I was in control, where I excelled, where I was valued for my skills and my mind and my contributions. You've been killing it lately, my boss told me. Best work you've ever done. Thank you, I said. I've been focused. What I didn't tell him. Work was the only place I felt okay. The only place where betrayal couldn't reach me. I also started taking better care of myself. Joined a gym. Started working out regularly. Not to look good for anyone else, but to feel strong. To feel powerful. To reclaim my body after feeling so violated. Started eating better. Sleeping better. Taking vitamins. Going to bed at reasonable hours. Waking up early. Building healthy routines. You look good, baby. Mama said one Sunday when I came over for dinner. You look healthy. Strong. I feel strong, I said. I'm rebuilding myself. I'm proud of you, she said. Around September 2025, a year after Jazz first confessed, I started dating again. I wasn't looking for anything serious. Just wanted to get back out there. Remember what it felt like to be wanted. Valued. Chosen. I went on a few bad dates. One guy talked about his ex the whole time. Another guy tried to get me to come back to his place after appetizers. Another guy showed up drunk. I was ready to give up. Then I met Malcolm. He was a teacher at a middle school in Decatur. Taught 7th grade history. We matched on Hinge. Talked for a week before meeting in person. Our first date was coffee at a cute cafe in Virginia Highland. We talked for 3 hours. He was kind. Funny. Smart. Down to earth. And most importantly, he was honest. I'm bringing a lot of baggage, I told him on that first date. Decided to be upfront. My marriage ended a year ago. My ex-husband had an affair with my best friend. They have a baby together. It was traumatic. I appreciate you telling me, Malcolm said. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's a deep betrayal. It was, I said. I'm in therapy. I'm working through it. But I have trust issues now. I'm cautious, guarded. That's understandable, he said. I'm not here to rush you, or pressure you, or play games. I'm here because I'm interested in getting to know you. If that takes time, that's okay. I almost cried. After Damon and Jazz and all their lies and manipulation, Malcolm's honesty felt like water in a desert. We started dating slowly, very slowly, Coffee dates, lunch dates, walks in the park, getting to know each other. He never pushed, never rushed, never pressured me for more than I was ready to give. "I like you," he told me on our 5th date. "I'm not seeing anyone else. But I understand if you need time. I'm here whenever you're ready." "Thank you," I said. "I like you too. And I'm not seeing anyone else either. I just need to take this slow. Slow works for me," he said. By December 2025, exactly 1 year after the confession, Malcolm and I were officially together. Exclusive. Committed. He met Mama and Daddy at Christmas. They loved him. "He's a good man," Daddy said. "Honest. Respectful. Treats you right." "I know," I said. "Don't let what Damon did ruin this," Mama said. "Malcolm isn't Damon. Give him a chance." "I am," I said. I was careful, watchful, looking for red flags, looking for lies, looking for betrayal. But Malcolm was consistent, transparent. If he said he'd call, he called. If he said he'd be somewhere, he was there. If he had plans, he told me. If a woman texted him, he showed me. No secrets, no games, no manipulation. "I know you've been hurt," he told me one night, "and I know you're watching for signs that I'll hurt you too. I'm not going to, but I understand you need to see that over time, so I'll show you, day by day. I'm not going anywhere." And he did, day by day, month by month. He showed me. By spring 2026, 16 months after the confession, I was healing. Really healing. I still had bad days. Days where I'd think about Jazz and Damon and everything they'd destroyed. Days where I'd feel the rage rise up again. But those days were fewer. Further apart. Less intense. Most days, I felt okay. Good even. Happy. I had a great job. A beautiful home that was mine. A man who treated me with honesty and respect. A family who supported me. A community who'd chosen my side. I'd lost a husband and a best friend, but I'd gained myself back. Jazz and Damon were still together, still raising Amara, still playing house, but from what I heard, they weren't happy. The relationship was strained, tense. They fought often, about money, about the baby, about guilt, about me. "You ruined my friendship with B," Jazz would yell. "You ruined it yourself," Damon would yell back. They were trapped, together because of a baby, not because they wanted to be. I almost felt sorry for them. Almost. But then I'd remember. They chose this. Every single day for 8 months, they chose this. They chose betrayal. They chose deception. They chose their affair over me. They made their bed. Now they were lying in it. Miserable. That wasn't my problem. Last month, May 2026, 2 years since Amara was born, I heard Jazz was in therapy, struggling with depression, isolated, had no real friends, barely spoke to her family. Her career had stagnated. She was still in the same HR manager position, hadn't been promoted, wasn't advancing. She destroyed her whole life for that affair, someone told me. Lost her best friend, lost her friend group, lost respect in the Spellman community, lost her reputation. For what? A baby and a man who resents her? I felt nothing when I heard that. No satisfaction. No sympathy. Just nothing. She was a stranger to me now. Someone I used to know. Someone who used to matter. But now, nothing. Damon reached out once. About 6 months ago. Sent a letter to the house. It said, "Bianca, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but I need to say this. I'm sorry. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. I know it doesn't undo what I did, but I need you to know that I regret it. Every day, I destroyed the best thing in my life. You, our marriage, our future. I destroyed it for something that wasn't even real. Jazz and I aren't happy. We probably never will be. We're together because of Amara, not because we want to be. What we had was built on lies and betrayal. It can't survive in the light. But what you and I had, that was real. That was good. And I destroyed it. I'm sorry. I hope you found happiness. You deserve it. Damon." I read it once. Then I tore it up and threw it away. He wanted absolution, wanted me to tell him it was okay, that I forgave him, that he wasn't a bad person. I wasn't going to give him that. He was a bad person. He did a bad thing. He destroyed a good marriage for an affair that made him miserable. That was his burden to carry, not mine. 2 years later, present day. It's December 2026 now. 2 years since Jazz walked into my living room and said, "Sis, I need to tell you something." 2 years since my world shattered. I'm 36 years old, still in Atlanta, still in my house, the one I got in the divorce, the one that's fully mine now. I've redecorated, changed the guest room into a home office, painted walls, new furniture, new art, made it mine. I'm a senior marketing manager making $105,000. Got another raise this year. I'm being considered for director. My career is thriving. Malcolm and I are still together. 2 years now. We moved in together 6 months ago. He moved into my house. It feels right. Natural. Safe. Are you sure? He asked before moving in. This is your house. Your sanctuary. I don't want to invade that. I'm sure, I said. I want you here. I trust you. And I did. Trust him. Completely. He'd proven himself over 2 years. Never lied. Never hid anything. Never gave me reason to doubt. We talk about marriage sometimes. Not seriously yet, but the conversation is there. I want to marry you someday, he told me recently. When you're ready. No rush. I want that too, I said. Just not yet. I need more time. Take all the time you need, he said. I'm not going anywhere. My relationship with Malcolm is nothing like my marriage to Damon. This is built on honesty, trust, communication, respect. Damon and I had that once. Or I thought we did. But it was all a lie. Malcolm and I have the real thing. I still go to therapy. Once a month now instead of weekly. Maintenance. Making sure I stay healthy. How are you doing? My therapist asked in our last session. Good, I said. Really good. I don't think about them much anymore. That's progress, she said. What changed? I stopped caring, I said. I spent so much time being angry, being hurt, being devastated. And then one day I realized they're not worth it. They're not worth my energy. They destroyed themselves. I don't need to do anything. I just need to live my life, be happy, thrive. That's the best revenge. That's not revenge, my therapist said, smiling. That's healing. Maybe it's both, I said. I haven't seen Jazz or Damon in 2 years. Not since the divorce proceedings. I don't follow them on social media. Don't ask about them. Don't care what they're doing. Occasionally someone will try to give me updates. I stop them. I don't want to know, I say. That part of my life is closed. My Spellman sisters still check on me. My AKA line sisters. My friends from college. You're glowing, one of them said recently. You look happier than I've seen you in years. I am happy, I said. I'm free. Good, she said. That's what you deserve. People still ask sometimes if I miss the friendship. If I miss Jazz. The answer is complicated. I miss who I thought she was. I miss the sister I chose. I miss 15 years of memories that are now tainted. But her? The person who could sleep with my husband for 8 months, get pregnant, and only tell me because she had to. I don't miss her at all. That person was never really my sister. My real sister wouldn't have done that. 15 years of friendship doesn't erase 8 months of betrayal. It doesn't make the betrayal hurt less. If anything, it makes it hurt more. Because she knew me. Really knew me. She knew how much I'd been hurt by the miscarriages. She knew how much I'd wanted to be a mother. She knew my vulnerabilities, my insecurities, my fears. And she used all of that knowledge to hurt me in the worst possible way. That's not sisterhood. That's sociopathic. Last week, I was at Target, walking through the baby aisle looking for a gift for a coworker's baby shower. I saw Jazz. She was pushing a stroller, looking tired, worn down, older than 35. We made eye contact for a split second. She froze, opened her mouth like she was going to say something. I turned around and walked away. Didn't say a word. Didn't acknowledge her. Just left. My heart was pounding, hands shaking. But I didn't cry. Didn't break down. I texted Malcolm. Just saw Jazz at Target. I'm okay. But can you call me? He called immediately. You okay? Yeah, I said. It was weird, but I'm okay. I just walked away. Good, he said. That's all you needed to do. She doesn't deserve your time or energy. I know, I said. And I didn't give it to her. I'm proud of you, he said. Me too, I said. That encounter confirmed something for me. I'm healed. Not completely. I don't know if you ever completely heal from betrayal like that. But healed enough. Healed enough to see her and not fall apart. Healed enough to walk away without saying anything. Healed enough to not need closure or confrontation or answers. Healed enough to just move on. That night, Malcolm and I were making dinner together. He was chopping vegetables. I was making rice. Can I ask you something? He said. Always, I said. Do you think you'll ever forgive them? He asked. Jazz and Damon? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said finally. I don't think I will, and I'm okay with that. You don't think forgiveness would help you move on? He asked. I have moved on, I said. Without forgiving them. Forgiveness isn't required for healing. That's what I've learned. I don't need to forgive them to be happy. I just need to let go of the anger, which I have. Fair enough, he said. Do you think that makes me a bad person? I asked. No, he said immediately. I think it makes you human. Some things are unforgivable. And that's okay. Thank you, I said. We finished making dinner, ate together, watched a movie. Normal couple things. This is my life now. Normal, peaceful, happy, without Jazz, without Damon, without the people who broke my whole world. And I'm okay with that. More than okay. I'm thriving. My name is Bianca Mitchell. 2 years ago, my best friend of 15 years came to my house, said, Sis, I need to tell you something, and told me she was pregnant with my husband's baby. She broke my whole world, but I rebuilt it. Piece by piece. Day by day. I learned that not everyone who calls you sis deserves that title. That sisterhood is more than a word. It's action. It's loyalty. It's integrity. I learned that some betrayals can never be forgiven. And that's okay. You don't have to forgive to heal. You don't have to reconcile to move forward. You can just let go. I learned that 15 years of history doesn't obligate you to forgive 15 minutes of betrayal. That time invested doesn't mean you owe someone a second chance. That walking away from toxicity is strength, not weakness. I learned that blood isn't always thicker. That chosen family can betray you just as deeply as biological family. That the people you trust most can hurt you worst. But I also learned that betrayal doesn't have to define you. That you can lose everything and still rebuild. That you can be devastated and still survive. 2 years later, I'm standing. Still whole. Still me. Jazz lost a sister. Damon lost a wife. And I lost dead weight. They're miserable. Trapped in a relationship built on guilt and consequences. I'm happy. Free. Thriving. That's not revenge. That's justice. That's not bitterness. That's boundaries. That's not holding a grudge. That's protecting my peace. To anyone going through betrayal by someone you called family, it's not your fault. You're not stupid for trusting. You're not weak for being hurt. You're human. And you will survive this. You will rebuild. You will thrive. Not with them, but without them. And that's exactly how it should be. Forever sisters? No. Forever free? Yes. And that's all that matters.